Hey everybody, what's going on? Mando Tom back with you here. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've said a couple times in videos I'm an amateur Redstone enthusiast, and I've played with Redstone a little bit, but it's time I actually get to the root of everything here and revisit my thoughts on Redstone because it's pretty limited right now. Like I build solely off of schematics and I want to be able to just come up with my own contraptions. So um, I've taken some inspiration from this Mumbo video. We're gonna watch along together, and I'm gonna do some of the building within it and learn a little bit more about circuitry and how redstone powering actually works, because that's something I'm still pretty flimsy on, which, just already going a couple minutes into the video, I've understood a lot more about redstone than I ever have before in my life. I need to double check chat quick, so screen might look a little wonky for a second. Give me a moment, guys. Just gotta make sure everything's actually going. I tend to have technical problems, because I'm always paranoid with all of this. But no, does look like everything's going. But to reflect on the title of the video, I am trying to hit 30 subs by the end of the year. We've only got a couple days left, guys. We're almost there. Help me out, please. If you're watching, if you're new, if you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I really, really do. It helps grow the channel. And I'm hoping we all learn a little bit about Redstone today together, guys. Um, so at this point in the video, Mumbo is really just talking about like soft powering blocks, when you're getting signals and when you're not, and how you can transfer those signals. Like, for instance, this block is being soft powered, so there's not an output coming out of the back side of the block because it's not hard powered, but it's powered enough to run pistons. So you could run basically anything that would require an input off of this block, but there wouldn't be a signal coming out the back. But if you put a repeater off a soft powered block, that does extend the signal to transfer it out. So if you're running into an instance where you need to have a separation of a block in your build, this is an easy way to get around that. It's just a soft power block with a repeater, which makes a whole lot of sense. I wish I would have known that a while ago. I was playing with doing like 2x2 floor traps. This would have made my life a lot easier. Definitely going to be improving on those designs. This is just another instance of a soft powering. Actually, how am I doing that? Oh, it's because I'm hard powering this block now with the repeater. That's why it's able to produce a signal out of it. Eventually, that signal diminishes after 15, I believe is what it is. I'm still trying to figure out input and output signals. That's going to come, I think, more and more as we keep going today. All right, this is just another example. It's just a double repeater setup, both in and out going this way. It's another way to do it. And, we can also make the signal change directions, which is what this little device is showing here. We can also go out, it could go up. It all depends on, what we're looking to power here. And I'm at this point in the video where he's just showing how Redstone can soft power all of these blocks and in different directions. So as you can see, the redstone torch's power. Nothing else currently is powered. This is both side and under the blocks. We could do this on the other side too, but just for representation, I'm going to copy Mumbo's model. Obviously, as you can see, all these soft power blocks are able to put out outputs that puts out this signal here and is able to turn on these pistons and these lamps. So we're going to move on to the next part and see if we can keep getting ourselves some trouble. And I'm pretty sure at the end of this one, if this is the same video I watched the other day, He's got a little build challenge at the end, which is part of the reason why I wanted to watch this video. I hope it's the right one. Didn't actually proofread this to the end here. I'm kind of going on a wing. Let's pop in here just so I can make sure I can see YouTube chat. All right, I got an issue monitoring chat, guys. I really do. I don't have two computer screens, so it's a little difficult. I'm running off a laptop, so we're just gonna carry on in the video here.
This block is powering that block right there. That redstone torch is turned off. This piston has extended because this block is being powered. This piston is extended because this block is being powered. This redstone lamp is turned on because this block is powered. And this redstone lamp has turned on because this block has powered as well. There are only 4 components in the game that can hard power blocks. We have got the comparator, we have got the repeater, which we mentioned earlier on. We have got the redstone torch, which works a little bit strangely in that the redstone torch's tip, the thing that is pointing into, is the thing that's going to be hard powered. So this block right here isn't even powered by the redstone torch. This redstone torch isn't interacting with this block in the slightest, and if we remove this block, you can see that is the case. It is the block
That's
above
very
the redstone
interesting.
torch that gets hard powered, which then powers our redstone. So if it was facing upwards like this, and then we had our blocks out like that,
Very,
that would work
very
in exactly the same
interesting.
fashion. Then finally, we've got the brand spanking new observer block, which hard powers the block.
Just to point out, this video is from 7 years ago, which is absolutely crazy. Mumbo's so huge. I can't believe he's been around for that long. I just recently started watching his videos too. He has so much stuff out there. If you don't watch any of his Hermitcraft stuff, I definitely suggest you do. But I kind of just want to replicate this stuff as we go here, just so we understand all of these inputs that he's thrown at me here. So I've got a bunch of junk in my creative inventory, and I'm just going to look back at the video for a second. So he's got a comparator. I think that setup's just a redstone torch, if I'm remembering. Yeah, with a lever. So this is probably wrong. We're gonna be doing this quite a bit, Jack. Just fixing and breaking things. I think it was something like that. All right. I clearly need to go back and watch that again. And this is why we're doing this. I really want to understand how redstone works. I'm just going to find a little clip in the video where I can kind of get an overview of the block placement. Okay, so then he's just got a repeater, hard powering a block, and then he's doing the torch, and then an observer with a block behind it. Okay. And I don't have repeaters out anymore. You know, we've already done this one. That same one is over there. So we should know this by now, I hope. Do this with a block. The redstone torch. He's basically saying the tip of the redstone torch powers this block, which would then carry the signal down here. It's like theoretically, wouldn't that turn it off in this instance? Okay, I think I would already need to have this powered, and then I would need to place a torch. Whoops. Or is it just straight up lever into block? Yeah, I'm going to be watching that again. So I kind of understand observers. I've made quite a few different farms with them, just like automatic honey farms. I've done a couple different ones with them. Quite frankly, it's basically picking up anytime there's. How did that place like that? Jeez. Okay, let's Let's lock in a little bit here. I need the face facing that way. So I am placing it the right direction, but I'm struggling here, chat. All right, so realistically, observer should detect the redstone signal and put out an output. All right, so that works. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this one. See, using torches with redstone is always one of my confusing points. That's, what am I doing? What am I doing, chat? I mean, it's kind of a power on or off, which I really do like this kind of input. I see how this could be really useful. Like if I'm wanting blocks to be powered constantly, like for pistons for a trap, I'd probably use an input like this, because that just means I can have the pistons powered, and when I want them to retract, just flick the button, and here we go. I mean, that's a pretty cool concept, actually. You know, if I just had pistons facing this way powered, oh, but that wouldn't power that one. And can I run redstone on top? No, I can't. But this is why I'm doing this, guys, so I can figure out these type of power issues. So if I were to double stack the piston, would that put out power? That would. So that's how I can take a signal input to power two pistons. Now, would it power a third? Ah! I forget I can fly. Don't mind me, chat. I'm a little special today. It would not power a third. But let's see if doing another block on top, like that, like that. Look at that, chat. Look how clean that setup is. That has to be like the most compact I've ever made a simple like 3x3 sticky piston move. That is so clean. It only takes up 5 blocks worth of space. I mean, that's like a general entryway if you get what I'm saying. So you have this set, just have your doorway hidden with some blocks. Just gonna do a half doorway representation here. Bam, flick it. There's your entryway to get into your base. Flick it off. I mean, and you could easily hide this redstone. There's so many different ways to hide redstone. There really is. Oh, but no, I actually really like that. That is so cool. I would have never thought of making a circuit like this. And this is why redstone's always been confusing to me. I don't understand it. All right, but let's see what I was missing on that torch part. Let's come back and rewatch this a little bit.
There are only 4 components in the game that can hard power blocks. We have got the comparator, we have got the repeater, which we mentioned earlier on. We have got the redstone torch, which works a little bit strangely in that the redstone torch's tip, the thing that is pointing into, is the thing that's going to be hard powered. So this block right here isn't even powered by the redstone torch. This redstone torch isn't interacting with this block in the slightest, and if we remove this block, you can see that is the case. It is the block above the redstone torch that gets hard powered, which then powers our redstone. So if it was facing upwards like this, and then we had our blocks out like that, that will work in exactly the same fashion. Then finally, we've got the brand spanking new observer block, which hard powers the block out the back right there when it detects a block update. One thing that I should probably mention is all redstone inputs hard power their block. So for example, a lever, when you place a lever on top of a block and power it, that block is hard powered. Same thing goes for buttons, we've got pressure plates, tripwire hooks and everything like that. Any form of redstone
Okay.
input will give a hard powering. So when it comes to powering
Okay.
redstone
So it's
components,
good
you
to
will
know.
need to
Good to
run a
know.
redstone signal directly into the side of the components, just like this. And for example, we can use a repeater right there as well, so it can be soft powered or hard powered, or you run the redstone signal directly into a block which is next to the redstone component, for example in this situation right here, or you could just place all of the redstone components along the side of a redstone line. Basically what I'm trying to say here is you either directly power the redstone component or you power the blocks that are next to the redstone component. And
Yeah.
once again,
It's like
these
direct
blocks
or
can be hard
indirect
powered
power.
or they can be soft powered. It
That
doesn't
makes a
really
lot of
matter.
sense.
Now the only situation where it doesn't really work in terms of powering that I see quite a lot in early redstone builds is people think that this redstone right here is going to power these redstone lamps, but as you can see it doesn't, and that is because the redstone signal runs around like this. It doesn't go into these blocks, it goes across in this direction, which means these things aren't being powered. The blocks underneath this redstone is being powered, but that doesn't matter in this situation. These are not going to be powered in this circumstance. Once again, I would highly suggest experimenting with everything you've just learned right there. Just create some redstone circuits and see what you can do, but just as you thought you were getting the hang of things, pistons come along and ruin your day, at least in Minecraft PC edition, because we've got what is known as the bud pistons. As you can see, we powered this line right here. All of these blocks are powered. This piston obviously isn't powered because it's not next to it until we cause the piston to block update, and then it extends. And that is because with pistons, these blocks right here are powering the piston, but the piston hasn't detected it yet, and it will only realize it's being powered when you cause it an update. So for example, we turn it off, it stays extended because it's like, hey, I'm still powered, and then as soon as you update it, it goes, whoa, I'm not powered anymore, and it retracts. Now, there are plenty of ways to get around this. Obviously, it works in this situation right here, but it also works in the diagonal as well. I just feel I should probably mention and show you that one working as well. But the way that we get around this is by instantly updating the piston. So for example, a piston extending and retracting actually causes a block update, and that will update the piston. So that is why this thing right here works. Honestly though, I wouldn't concern yourself too much with bud powered pistons at this point in time because they are a little bit confusing. However, if you do want more information, yeah, you guys guessed it. There's a
He's got a whole bunch of videos, guys. Like, if you really want to learn anything Redstone, I highly suggest going and checking out Mumbo. But I am intrigued on this. I'm going to do something a little similar. Now, will this work with sticky pistons? In theory, it should, right? Okay, where'd my levers go? There they are. Get rid of the bowl for a minute. Wow. That is so nice. So I want to change that up a little bit. I'm going to do, let's see, block here, redstone torch here, get rid of the lever there, the lever down here. Okay, so that doesn't carry the signal like that, but it will if I do that. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, chat? Right, I need a 2 block gap. Look at this. So that one would work, and this one would also work. But that one, oh, I guess because the block next to it is powered. So he's basically saying, what? How is it updating? How are you updating? There's nothing touching you. That is crazy. These are definitely bugged. I see what he means. But no, this is just really, really interesting to me. Is that, I really like automatic doors or hidden doors. This is just a pretty cool concept in my opinion. I always struggle with 2x2 and 3x3 piston setups like this. But just to think that there's something this easy out there that can just make for some really, really cool stuff. And how would I do the counter to this? Now, will it work in reverse? Trying to basically make this so if I've opened it on one side, I can come back through, and then I could close it on the other. This is so cool. See, this makes total sense to me. And look at that. Get out of here, slime. I should have turned off mobs. But no, this is all completely hideable. Obviously I wouldn't be using smooth stone for any of this, but either way, like, imagine this, but underneath do like a fall trap. So, you're running, pop through here, pull your lever. Not only does it close the doors up top, you can trigger that to open pistons underneath and force them to fall into lava. Or, kill method of choice, I guess. No, that's really cool. I'm digging that. I mean, what's not to like about this? All right, let's carry on. Let's see what he's getting us into next
A
year.
whole bunch of it down in the description. One quick thing that I just want to touch on is vertical redstone signals, because obviously we can transmit redstone signals horizontally absolutely fine. We've learned that now. But as far as vertical is
Yeah, I
concerned,
definitely have a
well,
problem
there's a
with
handful of
vertical
different ways to do
redstone.
it. First off, we've got the redstone torch tower, which relies on redstone torches powering blocks, which powers redstone torches and so on and so forth, right the way up to the top, and they can go right the way from the bottom all the way to the top of the world, because of course we're not relying on redstone signal strength.
Well, that's interesting. I've always been bugged by torches with redstone. Like, something just doesn't jive in my brain when it's working. Like, I don't understand why, like, one activates and one deactivates. I know it's between the powering of the blocks now, but it's still confusing to me to some degree. But, for instance, why I want to get into all this, here, I'll just show you guys my Lightmatica for a second. Because I want to build this thing. And now I need a stick, which I don't have in my inventory. So I wasn't planning on using Lightmatica. Otherwise, I can't move this thing. But I want to build this thing. Which, you guessed it, it's a strike cannon. And not a very large one. I might not have gotten the right schematic here. I mean, kind of looks right, but this kind of looks like maybe just part of it. Do I need to go higher? Is it in the ground? No, it's not in the ground. I better go double check that schematic after. Because I feel like this is a much bigger build than this. Definitely would need to look back and see where I got this for the instructions. But anyway, I want to understand why machines like this work. Whether this is wrong or not. I don't understand why they work, so I'm trying to figure this all out. There's so many ways people have figured out how to bug the game one way or the other. Which has just been super interesting to me. Like, you know, there's people that have made Minecraft inside of Minecraft. Like, how? How? With redstone. They were playing Minecraft inside of Minecraft with a redstone build. I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm terrible. I'm getting better at it. I promise. Oh, I didn't even want slime. Why did I pull slime out? I just wanted that. So basically, if I threw a torch there, that would stay powered. If I threw a torch there, that would stay powered. But if I swap out with a lever, so does it have to be, so on the block it would work. And I'm assuming obviously to the side of the block it would work. Okay. 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 I get it. That's cool. So that's how we get redstone signals to travel up. That's so easy. That is so easy. Why did I not watch this video? Like I think it was back in like July, August, I started getting back into playing again and trying to dive back into redstone. This is just so much easier.
or anything like that. Then we
Why have I
have the
not watched
observers,
this?
which work in a pretty similar fashion to the redstone torches, but of course they only give a 1-tick pulse. And then finally we've got this rather interesting looking one right here, which is a redstone line running up through a bunch of slabs. But as you can see, we power it and the piston extends. Now this is due to the way that redstone works with transparent blocks.
Hold on.
Redstone
Say
torches
that again,
powering blocks,
Mumbo.
which powers redstone torches and so on and so forth,
What
right the
did I
way up
miss?
to the top, and they can go right the way from the bottom all the way to the top of the world, because of course we're not relying on redstone signal strengths or anything like that. Then we have the observers, which work in a pretty similar fashion to the redstone torches, but of course they only give a 1-tick pulse. And then finally we've got this rather interesting.
Okay, so the next design is interesting to me. So he just did a couple of lines of redstone. Here, let's just do some temporary blocks quick. So I can get an observer facing. Wait, does it need to be like this? To have the face facing down? Yep. I mean, I think wool would do the same thing as stone here, but just for representation. What is happening to the redstone where I'm clicking it? What? What? What is this effect? I don't know, but I'm intrigued right now for sure. Okay. Apparently need a block to stand on. I didn't realize that you could change whether an input is only going in one direction or not. It is very, very interesting to me. So singular. Wow. How am I just finding this out? All right, is that not working? Or is it working? Oh, it's just because it's a quick pulse. Now what's happening to the block up here? So the block moves and doesn't retract with the sticky piston like this. So vertically, so I see, it pushes out. But I thought it was always supposed to stick to the sticky piston. I would think it would push it and retract it. I mean, it will eventually grab it again. Oh. What is your problem, bro? That guy is tweaking. That's very cool, though. That's another way to think about that. If you only want a very quick signal compared to a constant signal. Like, because that's just going to power indefinitely or cut it on and off. This is only going to quickly power it. That's still cool. I really enjoy learning these circuits. They're pretty fun. Check in Discord quick. There's always something going up on there. All right, let's carry on with the video.
Looking one right here, which is a redstone line running up through a bunch of slabs. But as you can see, we power it and the piston extends. Now this is due to the way that redstone works with transparent block.
Okay, so it's alternating slabs with redstone on top. Do I even have any slabs? I do not. And where'd my stone blocks go? Pop those back out. Now, was it at that height or was it slab above? I feel like it was like that. If I could remember my hotkeys, this would be a lot better. I just changed them. I'm trying to get a little better at PvP, and I was literally using like stock hotkeys because I've been more entertained with building at this intersection, but I'm trying to also be able to protect my builds at the same time. So we're gonna get there. I'm still not doing super great, but a lot better than I was. I can tell you that much. I lose the signal after a point, I think. I'll bring this a little lower just to see. We can make sure the theory's working here. I was gonna say that should have realistically been powered, right? Or if I put a block here, it would be powered. It'd be above. Okay. It's interesting. I don't know the practicality of it, but that's what I'm trying to figure out is in these builds, like what makes your decision between just using this to this to this. Like obviously these two have differences in pulse duration. Like if this is a quick pulse, you actually have to fire it twice to get a block to fully extend and retract. It's got to go through the full on and off. This is just got a hard power on or off. And this one's just got a hard power on or off. No, it's definitely peculiar to me. A lot to think about with this kind of stuff. All right, but he's about to explain a little bit more into it, so let's just back up a couple
through a
seconds,
bunch of slabs. But as
clear
you
him
can
out.
see, we power it, and the piston extends. Now, this is due to the way that redstone works with transparent blocks. So as you can see right here, in this system, when we power this redstone on the top, obviously the redstone runs up like this, and it's not going to power this redstone down here because this block right here is cutting off that redstone line. If this block wasn't here, then of course that redstone would be powered, but that block is there, which means it cuts it off and the redstone goes up like this. But with a transparent block, as you can see, the redstone runs down here and it also runs across the top as well. So the line is not broken, it goes down like this, and it also goes up like that. The one interesting thing about transparent objects, though, is that they do not run downwards. Now, if you head over into this situation, you can see that that is basically happening over and over again. So we have like a diagonal redstone line running up like this, which allows us to snake a redstone line right the way upwards, giving us a fast and easy to build vertical transport system.
Okay. Let's see if I understood that at all. So he's basically saying that like this, the redstone will power down and up. That's cool to get two lines within a two block. But it doesn't power directly there, but you could bypass that like that. And this way you get two full connected, continue a line going that way if we wanted. Or we could continue a line going this way if we wanted. Or this way. Very interesting. Okay, but I get the concept. It's got to count for something, right? All right. What are you getting us into now? Oh God, I'm
So
only
let's do a
halfway
quick
into
recap.
this.
You've subscribed to a bunch of redstone YouTubers, you've taken a look at a whole ton of redstone contraptions, you've got yourself a redstone testing world, you've experimented, you now know what all of the redstone components do, you've learned how to power things, soft powering, hard powering and all that, you've learned how piston powering works, you've done vertical redstone systems, and now we're going to be taking a look at some circuits that you can use. Now these are like the backbone of all redstone contraptions, so it's very important that you know these. This is just a quick disclaimer to say that all of these circuits have hundreds of different designs to them, so your T flip-flop might look a little bit different to my T flip-flop, my favourite double piston extender might look a little bit different to your favourite double piston extender. Those of you who are really good at redstone will know a whole bunch of different designs for each one of these different circuits to use in various different circumstances. So first things first, we have got the different logic circuits. Now I've done a whole bunch of videos on these in the past, and I'll put links to those on the screen and also down in the description. They will explain everything that you need to know about the AND gate, we've got the OR gate, and also the NOT gate. Then we have got the monostable circuits. Now here we have the rising edge monostable circuit, and this one right here is the falling edge. Now what a monostable circuit does is it shortens down a pulse. So when we hit this button right here, you can see that at the start of the pulse we get a very quick flash through the repeater. Now that's actually a 1-tick pulse, so we hit this button, as you can see 1 tick flies through the repeater right there, and then on this one, because it's a falling edge one, we should get that pulse at the end of the button press. So rising edge, we get the pulse at the start of the button press. Falling edge, we get the pulse at the end of.
Okay, that's pretty packed tight right there. Okay, so it's 3 blocks with a couple pistons. Let's just start there. Okay, like this. Let's say those repeaters. Where did the sticky pistons go? Alright, we need some buttons again. Got some stone ones still. Alright, what was the difference between the two though? Okay, one had redstone, one did not. Okay. So that one actually, oh wait, no. That's a different circuit that I'm looking at over there. But again, one does have redstone, one doesn't. Okay. So one is redstone like this, and one is a torch like this. So this way, that's immediate, and then this one is at the end of the button push. Okay. So it's just a delay signal. So start of the button push, end of the button push. Okay. All right. I get that. I get that. Okay. Okay. That makes a bunch of sense. Checking my phone quick chat. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. And let's carry on and see what he's going with.
Of the button press. Pulse extenders pretty much do what they say on the tin. We hit this button right here, we get a 10-tick pulse going into the circuit, but as you can see, that pulse has been extended out by these two comparators right here. Now I won't go into any information about why this thing works, but it works incredibly well, and the more comparators that you add, the longer the pulse you are going to get.
All right, so this just is something to extend the duration of a pulse using comparators. Was this even close? No, it's side by side. He's saying the more comparators you add, the longer it delays. So let's just test that. So I know I can go about 15. Let's just stop there just to make sure I'm doing everything right. Don't want to waste too much time on this. Now, I'm wondering if I would have to keep flipping them or just have not repeaters, comparators. I don't know if this is what I'd have to do. Let's just try it quick. Yep, so I'd have to keep that going. So what do I do here? Nope. I don't know a whole lot on comparators. I'm still learning how to use them properly. That's just satisfying to watch. Wait, so it eventually stopped. But look how long that ran for. Just because it keeps detecting the signal, so it keeps resending it. That's pretty cool. Like with all this that's getting explained, like I'm really just trying to understand like functionality of it. Like when would I use this and try to apply that kind of information? I don't know. It's all very, very interesting to me. This is why I like Mumbo's channel so much.
A T flip-flop will sort of do the opposite of the monostable circuit in that it will convert a redstone pulse into a constant redstone output. So if we hit this button right here, you can see that the repeater turns on, and when we hit the button again, the repeater turns off. Now, I see a lot of comments down in the comments.
Okay, I don't get a lot of what he's saying by monostable circuits. To try to follow along here, I need to get a better shot what this is, because I think those are just regular pistons, not sticky pistons. So that's what's even more confusing. So block, piston, block, block on top of the piston. Okay, so, whoops. It's kind of the same deal as this guy, I believe. Right, that's what I'm looking at. Except on the back end of the repeater this time, we have a piston facing out with a block in front of it. Okay. It's kind of similar, but a little different. So block. Let's get rid of those. Piston. Block, block on top. Another piston sticking outwards. The block in front of that. And I believe it's a block here with a repeater. Don't remember if that's a repeater or not. Let's go look. Yep, that's a repeater. And the first line is redstone. So I think that has to be a sticky piston. Otherwise that block never comes back down. So it would never get, that block would never get an update. So I'd want to use a sticky piston. Oops. If I actually want this to be able to turn on and off, theoretically, right? This is the concept I'm going for right now. This makes sense? Right, but did that power is my question. Do I need to put a torch down here? But like that, that block's always powered like that. It's still, what? So does it need a block update? Right? Okay, hold on, let's try this again. Yeah, that just hard powers like that. Oh, and that shuts it back off. Okay. Okay, that is even more confusing. Oh man. Okay, let's rewatch this because I'm missing something.
A pulse. So when we hit this button right here, you can see that at the start of the pulse, we get a very quick flash through the repeater. Now that's actually a 1-tick pulse, so we hit
Went
this
a little
button,
further
and you
back
can
than we
see
needed
one
to,
tick
but
flies through the repeater right there. And then on this one, because it's a falling edge one, we should get that pulse at the end of the button press. So rising edge, we get the pulse at the start of the button press. Falling edge, we get the pulse at the end of the button press. Pulse extenders pretty much do what they say on the tin. We hit this button right here, we get a 10-tick pulse going into the circuit, but as you can see, that pulse has been extended out by these two comparators right here. Now I won't go into any information about why this thing works, but it works incredibly well, and the more comparators that you add, the longer the pulse you are going to get. A T flip-flop will sort of do the opposite of the monostable circuit in that it will convert a redstone pulse into a constant redstone output. So if we hit this button right here, you can see that the repeater turns on, and when we hit the button again, the repeater turns off. Now, I see a lot of comments
okay.
down in the comment section, well, why don't you just use a lever? I mean, yeah, if you're converting a button press into a constant redstone output, then you could use a lever, but the issue is you can't really do that inside large redstone circuits. There are a ton of occasions where you need to convert a pulse into a constant redstone output on the inside of a bigger redstone contraption, in which case a lever isn't quite going to cut it. This little circuit is known as the RS NOR latch, which works in a sort of similar fashion to the T flip-flop right here, but it's a latch. So if we hit this button right here, you can see absolutely nothing will happen. We could do this all day long, nothing is going to change until we hit this button, and then the redstone output will flip. And then we can hit this button all day long, absolutely nothing will happen until we hit this button, and that will flip once again. Now this is a slightly more advanced circuit for slightly more advanced redstone contraptions, but is often used in button selector panels and also security systems.
Well, that's interesting. I definitely want to get better with security systems, for sure, so let's have a little gamble out with this one. Um, they didn't connect at the blocks. They were like this with buttons on the top. So this won't do anything anymore. That will send the signal back, but if I hit it again, nothing else happens. Okay, I get that. Well, this is a really easy way to make combo locks. Okay, now I get that mechanic. I mean, not fully, but I get the concept. That makes sense.
Double piston extenders are fantastic. We flick the lever, we get the double extension and also the full double retraction. Now in theory they're actually quite complicated because we need this piston to extend and this one on the opening, and then when we close it all up we need this one to retract, then this one to retract, and then this one to extend and retract. But thankfully due to this tiny little circuit right here, it all happens very quickly.
Okay. Okay. Sure, I totally understood all that. Put some ticks on. What was it like this? Was there a gap? I don't think there was a gap. Yeah, because then that piston doesn't pull it back in. Alright, let's watch that again. Okay, so he has a powered line going forward of the block. Der. Wait, is there a block? Yeah, no, there's no block. He just has a lever on the side. I'm special. Very, very, very special, guys. I just said how that's not there. And it's just a lever. What was the orientation of the lever though? Because that's okay. So it's gonna skip. The repeaters are going right into the pistons. So get out of here. I know why I left mob spawning on. There's levers here. Line coming out here. I'm throwing, chat. I'm throwing. Yeah, it's that simple. Okay, I'm thinking there's more to it. It's that simple. Or is it? Okay, so why am I not fully retracting? That's what he did, right? Okay, he's got a 1 tick on the first one. Okay, so let's try this again. And there's also a block. I keep forgetting about the block. Okay. That is oddly satisfying. Can you break it though? It kind of fixes itself even if you do spam. I mean, it doesn't completely work, but even if something gets out of position, if you just flick it normal again, it comes back. Now that is nifty. What? Oh, it's a bat. I'm like, what is that? Okay. All right. What else we got, Mumbo?
Now, as with all of these circuits, these come in a lot of shapes and sizes. We've got vertical, we have downward, we've got flush with the wall, flush with the floor, we've got triple piston extenders, quadruple piston extenders, and all that, but they all get very complicated. So for now, we're just going to take a look at this little one. Block update detectors are still useful in large redstone circuits, and this thing right here is one of the smallest designs for a bud switch. Now, if you listened in the earlier section, you might be able to work out how this thing works. This redstone block is Bud powering this piston right here. So it's powered, but it doesn't quite realise it until we cause it an update, in which case the piston extends, pushing the redstone block outside of the powering zone, which means that the piston isn't powered, and it immediately updates, retracting, which means we get ourselves a working Bud switch.
Yeah, I definitely think this bug powering is well beyond my knowledge of understanding of redstone at this point. I kind of get it, but I'm not understanding a lot of that mechanic right there. I'm not going to really worry about buggy pistons at this point. It's nifty for 2x2 doors. Uh, I don't think I'm going to push this much further here. All right, moving on. Let's see what's next.
And finally, for the redstone circuits featured in today's video, we've got this, which is the redstone clock. Now, a redstone clock is essentially a repeating or cycling redstone output. So you can see this comparator is flashing on and off every now and again, and that is because inside these hoppers we've got an item traveling back and forth, and then the comparator takes.
That's an interesting version of a redstone clock. I've always done like this one. Whoops, this one. Just drop a torch. Oh, and break it. Oh, do I have to? What? Okay. I don't think I did it fast enough. What? Okay, I have to leave the signal loop. Okay, why isn't this working? Do I need 4? I thought you could do it with 2. See, this is how I've always done clocks. See, and that's just keeping it on. Like, I did an entire video using redstone clocks for a sign that I did for the Swords SMP. Okay, so I had to put a delay in it. Yep, so if you don't put any delay in it, it's going too quickly and it just starts delivering one constant signal. But if you add delay, it's a repeating pulse. But what he did was with hoppers and a single item with an observer and a lever. So let's give it a shot here. Okay, that's going into the ground, which I don't want. And lever. And I think it was just an observer. That's a repeater. Was it just in a straight line like this? Yeah. So that would give me a varying signal going all sorts of ways. It's not a tremendously strong signal though. It looks like it's literally only giving a pulse. Like a 1-tick pulse. Like I'm not seeing anything after that line. And we can test that with some bulbs. Because that won't light up there. if I threw a torch into this mix? And this is very, very interesting to me. Yep, that's because the signal does only go for that one tick. Or one block, I should say. Doesn't carry on actually here. So I'd have to do, I think, a repeater if I wanted that signal to carry, right? I think I'd have to actually do it on this block, though, going out, right? Huh. Yep, no, so that's not even picking it up there. Yeah, so I'd literally have to do a repeater coming off of this. Then a repeater off the back. I'm not seeing power to that. Maybe it needs to be going in and then coming back out. I'm perplexed, honestly. Like, kind of perplexed by this. Because even though this block is powered, it's not being powered there. Or here. Or here. Very, very interesting. So that won't power to the side. What if I were directly over it? Hmm. Well, it's definitely something to experiment around with more, I guess. Yeah, this is like redstone is way more difficult than people really think. Like the good redstoners talk about it like it's super easy to understand. But I've been playing around with this for 2 minutes and this is just a clock. Like, yes, I've got an output of a single strength, but like what am I gonna do with that? It will only power this block here. Maybe that's my problem, is because it needs to be the block in the ground. Alright, I understand now. See, and then that's how I could extend the signal. Now, does that continue to have power? If I go like this. Because I would think a repeater. Yeah, okay, okay. So that's how I would get it to move upward in this instance. Oh, now it's got like a strobing effect because of the delay. What? 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 I broke it. I done broke it. I broke the clock. Now things are staying powered. What? What is this? What am I bugging out here for? What is it? What? What is happening? Is it still? No, it's still not powered. It stayed powered. Why did it stay powered? Okay. See, this is what I was expecting to happen. But that delay definitely threw me off right there. I don't know what that was. I'm very, very perplexed. Who's saying what on Discord now? Oh yeah, lifesteal.net has basically their end of season going on right now. I haven't been on the server in a long time. Just kind of lost interest a while back. I mean, I like the server, don't get me wrong. I had my base griefed and just didn't care to play for quite a while. I just came back to try to maybe bring it back, but then I found out they were shutting the server down soon for the next season. So they're doing like basically a big all-out war right now. They're gonna shrink border in until everybody's into one shard. I might go check it out in a little bit, but I want to finish this little Redstone video for now. This has been fun. Like, look at all the stuff we've done together already, chat. And they'll stay on. Okay. How did that stay on? These have, look, no power. There's no power in that redstone line. Just when I think I'm starting to get everything figured out, I keep going right back to square one. I'm going, why is this clock doing this to me? It'd be one thing, like, if I want to say I've got something figured out and experiment, it's got to work the same way 100% of the time. And this is literally 50% of the time that bulb stays off. And then the other 50%, it stays on. And I think it's literally just during what tick I shut it off at. So if there's no power, it stays off. If there's power, oh, if I time it right, if there's power, it stays on. What are you doing here? Like, really? And this is what you got? I will smite you for this with a piece of redstone. We don't like your kind here. Go on, get. See, you're making me break my redstone. Get out of here. All ya. That be a lesson to you. Sometimes you just gotta beat your point across to a wandering trader. You get out of line, you just gotta make them step right back into it. The backs are looking super glitchy on here right now, too. I don't know what's going on. It must be my texture pack. They look so weird right now. All right, let's keep going here. We're almost there. There's
And
like
this can be
4 minutes
turned
left
off
to the
by
video.
powering one of these hoppers.
What else
That
could he
was a
surprise us
lot
with?
of things to learn, and once again, I would highly suggest experimenting, but also I would suggest doing your research as well. Hop onto YouTube and look up different variations of these circuits because, as I mentioned earlier on, it is very good to have at least 3 or 4 different designs for each one of these circuits in your belt so that you can use them in various different situations. But now that we have gone through all of the things that you really need to learn as far as the basics are concerned, I think it's time that I give you guys a bit of a homework assignment. Assignment number 1 is to create a 2x2 piston door that opens using pressure plates. So when the player walks over the pressure plates, the door will open up, allowing the player to walk on through. Now this is going to make use of your knowledge of redstone inputs, and hard powering is also going to make use of your knowledge of redstone torch towers potentially, and of course the powering of pistons. It's a little bit of a challenge, take as long as you need, but I'm now going to suggest that you pause the screen now, work on it, then we can take.
So a 2x2 piston door using pressure plates. I mean, I've done this before. This shouldn't be too hard, right? So if we're saying 2x2, like this needs to be the door. Am I doing this right? Well, we're gonna find out. And he wants them to open using pressure plates. Question is, how do I get the signal going up and through? So, hold on. You know, this made so much sense when I was just doing it over here with the lever, because it was just using the bug door or the bug pistons. See, I didn't even have to go downward like that. I mean, but that's one way to bring the signal down, right? So we want this to activate off of pressure plates. Do I have pressure plates? Yeah, I got some oak ones. All right, so honestly, let's fill this back in. I know there's a way you can do this with just doing redstone underground, but I'm just trying to experiment with some of the things we learned from the video. So actually, think about this. All right, so that keeps him powered on. Because that's going to power that block like that. Nope, so that's not going to work. No, I think I needed that there. I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Way, way, way more complicated than it needs to be. Like, I literally already did this over here. It's just with a lever. And I mimicked it on both sides. So when it's powered, they're shut. When it's open, they're closed. Okay. Right, I think this is what I need to do here. Let's break these moons on the bottom. Chat. I think I broke it. What did I just do? Oh, that's great. That is so great. What did I just do right there, chat? See, I think I'm overthinking this. These guys just really want a piece of me right now. Well, it is freaking out when I do that. I have a feeling it's not supposed to do that. Like, I only want you to interact when there's a pressure plate there. Like, right now, I need them to be powered, not like this. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. See, that's just going to leave it powered. So if I break the power there, that doesn't do anything. Alright, I think I need to start back at square one. Just go back down to frame. Kind of work this out through my head. I'm trying to not build the same style of one I've done before. Like, I already know how to do that. Oh, how do I go about this, chat? Okay, so let's play with the pressure plate for a minute. Okay, so if I have a pressure plate on this block and redstone underneath of it, does it power when I step on it? It does. Okay, so realistically, if I do this, but then I'm not going to be able to put a block on top of it. I'd have to do that, then this, and that, and let's just see if we can see. Yep, that does power the redstone. Okay. So realistically, let's just dig this all out. Probably going way, way overkill on this. Sorry, chat. Come on, slime. Come on. Get out of here, bro. You're making me break everything. This is your fault. Your fault. So I'm going to get something to absolutely destroy all of you in about 2 seconds here. Alright. Let's finish taking this out. So what would I want to do here? Okay, so let's do this, 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 Okay, I need it to stay powered though. I need both of these powered. So what if I change the orientation? Let's do these blocks and these torches, and then these blocks. Okay, that worked. That works. Now if I hit this, that doesn't work. Okay, let's keep trying to work this through on this side. Because I did 2 blocks here. I went up with 2 redstone torches, and then I did 2 blocks here, which that would give me the door. And then I'm trying to do pressure plates on each side of the door. Okay, so that is powering on, but it's not deactivating that redstone. So what if I did that? Okay, that's open. And now that line's just staying on constantly. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I don't want to connect the lines fully. And I want to have it working per side. Because that's engaging it. I'm missing something here. Definitely missing something. What did I do on this side? I mean, but that's just still on. There's nothing that's triggering it to shut off. Like this pulse indefinitely has to just come from the pressure plates. This is what needs to start everything. Just trying to figure out how to get this circuit to work. I'm also trying to not like look back either. Like it worked fine with levers, but the minute I tried to throw in like a single pull signal, or where you've got to interact with it, I'm having my issue. All right, but the pressure plates are definitely powering like that. So we need to get that signal to come up. But we also need it to be constant powering the pistons. But when we press on that, so this redstone line needs to deactivate this redstone line. So let's just pop back over here and see which one of these circuits gave us an instance of when we interact with it, it shuts off one line and turns the other one on. On, off, vice versa. No. That was just for a 3x3. We've done a few of these today, chat. I don't know where I'm going anymore. So when we started getting into the circuits, that I started getting lost. Okay, right here. So this is gonna kind of be the same idea. I think this is what I'm actually looking for. Yep, because now this has no power and that's powered. So realistically, I could do this in a manner where I soft power the next line. But then at one point the door is going to stay open because that's going to stay on. What if I do something like this? I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'd want to leave it at that level. Because I need both lines to activate. Okay. So that makes sense to me. But now, how do I power the pistons and get them to deactivate when I hit the pressure plate? How do I go about this? Because I don't want those to be powered. That needs to only power when I want it to have power. Thinking something like this. Something like this, maybe. I'll figure it out eventually. Like, I've done this before. I'm just trying to not, like, verbatim copy something else I've already watched once before. Because that's boring. I want to come up with new designs, not keep showing you the same stuff you've already watched. Okay, that's... That kind of worked. It pushed the blocks, but it didn't keep all the pistons powered. So what if I did that? Nothing. Because realistically, what if I change the orientation? Okay. Sorry, I should have flicked that. Okay. Let's think about this. You guys stepping on those pressure plates is killing me right now. Alright. Okay, so realistically, I want this block to receive the signal from the pressure plates, right? So if I do that all across the board, it's going to send a signal to the pressure plates going out to that block. Okay, that works fine. We're going to get there, chat. Slowly but surely, we're going to get there. Okay, so what about something like this? I feel like the vertical torches is what's getting me right here. Because I realistically need to soft power both these blocks. So when I hard power that one, they retract instead of staying open. So how do I get power to all of these blocks? Okay. So let's see here. Let's see here. Maybe instead of being on the outside, they should be more on the inside. I'm like, I think what I did over there makes no sense. I do eventually want all of them to be powered, but this is going to be the most ugliest 2x2 door ever made in Minecraft. I am sorry, Mumbo. Okay, well that keeps it powered. How do I get this to deactivate when I step on it? See, that's what I'm missing right now, chat. Like, I am missing something. Something just ain't jiving. Alright, so let's look at our representations. How were we able to double power pistons before? I feel like the only example I got of that was this, and I'm trying to not do it above. So, did the buck piston work if it was the same concept as vertically, though? So, like, if I had this going on with this sort of deal, wait, we're going to do the redstone on this, and then place 2 stacks of pistons on it like this. What if I did slab? Jeez. All right, so that powered all the bottom pistons. Whoops. But not the top. But I now know that I think I can make the signal go up, but not down. Oh, but it won't let me place it on a bottom block. All right, hold on, let's see. Let's see. I'd usually be able to put it there, but I can't in this instance. Okay, what if it's just indirectly? Will that work? It will not. Okay, but if I did this, would that work? No. It's because that one's not a slab. Is that not powered like that? How is that one not being powered? Hold on. Like I'm failing to understand here. So, I mean, chat, I'm crashing. I'm crashing. I'm not getting this, like, I'm trying really hard to not look at another tutorial. Because I feel like after everything he's just explained to me, I should be able to figure this out. It's just a 2x2 door. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, that doesn't fully power them. Okay, let's try it the other way. Well, that fully powers everything. Okay, and what if... Okay, that's not what I want to do there. Okay, what if I do this? Okay, so that keeps everything closed. What am I doing? Let's see, and that's just gonna power is my problem. I need it to be in a manner where this disconnects it. Because the pressure plates aren't going to trigger anything if the power is there. Okay, so let's go back a step. There's something unsettling just having a creeper in your face, whether you're in creative or not. Okay. That has the doors off. This has them on. Generally, this is the position I want them in, but I need to find out how I can disrupt this signal. Okay, let's find out what disrupts that signal. Does simply having a pressure plate with a redstone line to it, does that shut it off? Let's ask that question. See if we can figure out the answer. Okay. Directly like that, no. Okay, what if we go down a block layer? Wow, this takes forever to die when you're just punching it. Like, how much health does a creeper have? My god. I think I have it on easy mode. Okay, so that wouldn't do anything. Oh. I think I just figured it out. No way. No way. Okay. Okay. Um, we can replicate this, right? Right? Oh, oh, okay. So I need to just get that signal to work from these pressure plates. Okay, why is it not working now? Like, do I need to move this back another line? Let's try that. Because I honestly don't know what else to think at this point. I mean, that just worked though, so I'm on to something. I just have to figure out the rest here. Like, you would really think the 2x2 door, like, figuring this out on your own would be the easy thing. Okay. Okay, so it's shutting off one, not the other. Is the signal strength not strong enough? Hold on. I think I can test that by stepping on that one, right? Okay, what if I add a repeater into the mix? Oh, I'm also not connecting down here either yet. Right, so before I start getting crazy here, let's just try to finish this one side. Of this overly complicated 2x2 door. I mean, it works. You know, I feel like all of this can be simplified under here. Like, I feel like if I just do this, nope, that's not right. Maybe if I just do that. No, that's only working because that circuit's still there. Right, so that's not going to do anything. Alright, so, I mean, this works. I'm just going to duplicate it on the other side. I'd like for the plate to be right at the door, though, quite honestly. I feel like unless I do put delay in it, it'll squish me going through it. And I don't want to be squished. Well, I honestly think we got it. I'm just gonna repeat this on the side. So blocks here, temporary blocks there. Block there. What did I already do? Oh my god, okay. Okay, okay. Uh, redstone. Check. Torches. Oh, stand by. Alright, so everything's on. Step on the plate here. Then it closes. Step on the plate here. Then it closes. The only thing that bothers me is this has to now be a wall, realistically. Right? So I would have this just a wall like this. Right, chat? This looks right. This is what your 2x2 door looks like. It looks just like mine, doesn't it? You know, I gotta say, as much as I'm joking about how terrible this one kind of went, um, I'm still kind of proud of myself right now, as ugly as this redstone is. Um, I did it myself. Obviously, I just watched Mumbo, but I'm not like looking at something right now to tell me what to do. I'm actually going off of what I know is happening with the redstone and applying it, which I gotta say is probably a first of me ever doing that. So, hooray, hooray for Mando. Mando Tom's getting a pity win today. It's the end of the year. If you can't tell by the title, guys, I'm trying to get some subs today. So if you're watching this later and you've liked the video so far, despite all these long distractions, please give me a like and a sub. Um, even just a like. Drop a comment. Anything on here is appreciated, guys. I'm just trying to get to 30 by the end of the year. I've only got a couple of days left, obviously, so if you can help me get there, I'm trying to get that for YouTube and Twitch. I've got only 22 followers on Twitch, so I'm a little further behind on that platform. So that's a little discerning, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right, chat? But I'm gonna keep being annoying and asking you guys, hey, if you're coming in to say hi, and if you haven't yet, give me a little like, you know? Show me some of that love. I don't know, it's just something with it being that square that was really, really bugging me. Like, this would definitely not be like hidden entrance of the year. Really, really had to think about that one for a minute. All right, let's just put a little touch on here. Not search. A lantern. Lantern. Here they are. Do a little of this. just for fun. All right, but here we go. Step on the pressure plates, go through. Step on the pressure plates, and you get to go through. I'm sure I could have did that differently, a bunch of different ways. Oh, I felt like I almost got squished right there. Oh, well, I mean, it works. It's a door, and it's 2x2. Alright, chat headset is tweaking out on me. I hope you can still hear me. We're gonna pop back over to the video and
Take a
let's
look
see
at
if we
my
can do the
solution.
next challenge.
So this is what I've come up with. When we stand on these pressure plates right here, you can see that our redstone gets powered underneath, which powers the block, which unpowers the redstone torch, which then unpowers this block, which unpowers this redstone, which retracts both sets of sticky pistons. As you can see, we can walk on through, and then when we step off, this redstone turns off, which activates our redstone torches, which hard powers both of these blocks, which powers the redstone on top, which means that these pistons
Oh, he
right
just
here
wanted
are
single
being powered.
pistons.
If you got something that looks a little bit different, that is totally fine. Just take a look at mine and try and work out exactly what is going on. Next, I would like you guys to create an
His was a
alarm system that is
lot simpler. Just to like kind of review that for a second. Hold on, I just want to back it up. I don't know if you guys can actually. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Just trying to go back here. Okay. Can we see that? Can we see that, chat? I don't even know if you can hear me. My headset's tweaking right now. I hope so. All right, but anyway, he just did a single line of redstone right there, running underneath of the pressure plates, just to the 2 blocks. I mean, this is a very nice condensed version of this. Um, I'm definitely curious to know, like, what he would do differently if he were adding more pistons like I did, because I literally thought he meant like 2 blocks by 2 blocks, not just like 1, 2, 2. I'm being confusing with this, but I'm getting 3D in a 2D game. I feel. But yeah, I thought he wanted 2 sets of pistons, but no, that's a much easier design. But we'd have to replicate that on each side with a 2. But yeah, instead of powering or trying to power from the back side of the piston, we can be powering from the side. But I was thinking also of like concealability of the redstone. Like this is going to be a big indent if you want to end up putting a block in, like to block any of it. Like you can't put anything over that redstone, so you're gonna have to come all the way out. It's gonna look really bulky at the end, but it works. Like I'm not hard knocking his design, but um, at least like I feel like mine is a little. It's still pretty bulky. Still pretty bulky. I do know of a design too that will let you do this, and it makes it completely flush with the wall. Um, Let me know if you guys think I should do a tutorial on that. Like if you wanted to, you could have a flat wall and the door is just right here. Just carry a lever with you, pop it on a block that's up here, pull the lever. The door fully retracts in. It uses a triple piston setup over here. Let me see if I can remember how to make it. Bam, bam. Excuse me. Bam, 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 bam. 1, 2. I think it's bam, 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 like that. Okay, why am I? Okay, inventory. We'll just use those for an example. I mean, obviously you're gonna spot a lime wool door. All right. I just gotta remember the repeater setup here. Pretty sure it's just like this. Then like that. Or is it repeater here? That might be wrong, to be honest, chat. But we're gonna find out here. That side worked. Maybe I do need to full connect it. Yep. See what I mean? Oh, something broke. What broke? Well, I broke something. All right, I think it's a tick delay. I think that's the issue, is the piston's not having enough time to fire. So let's try that again. And just for fun, we're gonna make this green down here too. Right, yeah, because that's still being powered. I don't want that. All right, so I can't remember if it's a 1 or 2 tick. So we're just going to try to put both of these at 1. If that doesn't work, we're going to go to 2 and just play with it until it works right. Okay, so that didn't work. Did not alleviate the problem. We're still not getting enough time here. So we're going to bump it up to 2, and I'm pretty sure it was not 4, so if this isn't working, I got to rethink about where I've got the redstone ran, because that's going to be, ultimately, that's going to be the issue. It might even be the repeaters. In fact, I think I'm going to change them in line here. No, definitely messed all that up. My goodness, what am I doing? That's all still powered. I'm not looking back at this. Why am I getting into an even harder door? Right, I need to think about this. So 3 blocks in, because those ones are going to push out, and then this one needs to get powered to push that block out. So that might be the problem. Nope. Okay, so let's see what happened. So that fired before it got in position, or did it just never get pushed? Okay, hold on, let's try this. All right, the bottom piston's getting pushed out. Those bottom pistons are not getting pushed out. All right. Trying to think if maybe we can just simplify the redstone on top here. So I want this line of redstone to come into contact first. So when those push out, let's just test it quick. Oop, wrong block. Okay, so that pushes it out. So I need this line right here to be powered at that point as well. So hold on, let's bring it back. Unless I have it running the wrong way. Like, are the pistons supposed to be like this? No, no, that ain't right. You know, I keep getting into these instances of oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. This is driving me nuts, chat. I gotta figure this out. I just need to take a minute though to think about this. 'Cause this is driving me nuts. I'm really leaning back towards I think a set of the pistons aren't getting powered. Why that is though, I don't know. Like I definitely remember repeaters in this setup too. Okay, we're almost there. Now we gotta figure out why the bottom two aren't powering. Nope, that didn't fix it. Did I put the repeaters in facing the wrong way? Something? Okay. Yeah, it's not outputting a signal, so let's do it the way I think it should be. And then we'll change it back if that doesn't work. Ah, there we go. Now does it retract? Yeah, see, now those aren't retracting. Like, do I not need the repeaters? No, those are just not being pushed back. Like maybe I need the repeaters prior. Now those pistons aren't going off. I am going to figure this out. Okay, let's try. Just change this formula here. Ah, no breaky. Like, I don't even know if that's necessary. Just lever right there. I mean, just think. Think. What if I just have the signal coming out like that? And I can run it that way. I'll try repeaters here and just have the redstone cover the top of the pistons. I just don't know what way I should face the repeaters. Like that? No, because I want the signal going the other direction. Like that. What happens if I do that? Almost worked. Almost. I just don't understand why it ends up not working in the back here. Oh, why won't those power? Like, does it need to be a block lower? Like, do I need to have it exposed on this side? Like, I can't remember for the life of me how this door works. And I'm about to give up because it keeps breaking itself. You know, I didn't add any delay. I wonder if that was just it. I also don't know like where this redstone needs to go. I feel like I need it to do this, which looks funny to me. All of it worked except for that one piston. So what is different on this side compared to that side? All that's getting powered. Did one of you not get powered? Whole bottom line didn't power. Why? Why is this not working? Like, this is just crazy. Maybe it's just a shorter delay and it's not 4 tick. Maybe it's 1 tick. And I'm remembering things that don't exist. Maybe that's my problem. Nope. I still don't have power where I'm supposed to have it. Wait, did I just figure it out? That's working. Okay, so for future reference, you know, I'm even going to screenshot this. This is the circuit you need to make, dummy. Realistically, if I do that, and I think put another lever, I think we can go through it both ways. So there you are. 2x2, completely flush with the wall. Just remember to bring your lever with you. Come on through, and then closes right up behind. Now, I do have to say, when you do it like this, if you get out of sync with the levers, the door will break. See, in this instance, nothing happens. So, like, whatever direction you came through the door, you need to go back out that way. Like, don't leave through another exit and then come back through. You can fix this with a different input. I'm not doing it on this. I want to try to finish the session here. Because I'm definitely struggling, and we don't have much left of the video to do here. So,
This is what I've come up with. When we stand on these pressure plates right here, you can see that our redstone gets powered
but no,
underneath this
it's
plastic block, which
2 doors,
crystals
3
with
if you count
this
Mumbo's.
unpowers
Mumbo's
this block,
definitely
which
probably
unpowers this
superior at
redstone,
this point.
which creates 5 sets of sticky pistons. As you can see, we can walk on through, and then when we step off, this redstone turns off, which activates our redstone torches, which hard powers both of these blocks, which powers the redstone on top, which means that these pistons right here are being powered. If you got something that looks a little bit different, that is totally fine. Just take a look at mine and try and work out exactly what is going on. Next, I would like you guys to create an alarm system that is activated by a tripwire. So you walk over the tripwire, that activates the alarm system, and then the alarm can only be turned off by hitting a separate button. Now this is going to make use of a number of different redstone circuits. We're going to have redstone clocks, and I would also suggest using an RS NOR latch. So I'll see what you guys do with that one.
Okay, that's gonna be tricky. Um, I think I'm gonna need to like do a little bit more research on that. Maybe look at a couple more YouTubers to see, because I think what I'm gonna do for now is end this session. I plan on coming back tonight. Excuse me, for Alchemy Season 3 launch. Um, but that's going to be a little bit time consuming, and I want to kind of rewrap with myself at least on what I'm trying to learn here, because I feel like I lost base with a couple of the concepts right there. I definitely lost it on that door. Like that was a struggle. Probably pretty painful to watch. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but Subathon will continue. Um, I believe our projected time um, is shooting towards 8 p.m. EST. I'm going to try to double check that. I think Contig's a little out of sorts right now with this issue. All right, where are the announcements here on it? Updates. No, it's got to be earlier than that, so probably around 6:45. So I'm hungry. I could use something to eat here. Um, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep begging you guys. Uh, if you're liking what you're watching, please remember to like and subscribe.